Welcome back, collectors, to Nazi Stuff in the Attic, and another video, collectors, of Third Reich memorabilia. And this video tonight is tailored to you Waffen SS experts, and of course, the SS in general. Here we have some items that I've gathered over the years that I would love to show the viewing audience on this cold winter's night in New England. So sit back, grab a warm drink, and let's go and discover who these visitors were put in closets all across New England for your old friend Nazi Stuff in the Attic to find. As we always do, collectors, let's start down on the end tonight. And we're going to start, collectors, with a favorite helmet of mine. As we always do, a quick reference of the Brian Ice German Helmet Lot Book. Here we have an M42, EF66 3210 single decal SS zinc liner band. Note, zinc pigskin liner band as well. And rough textured gray-green, and this would have had an EF SS decal. Knowing that the decal has been scraped, we can still see, if we do a close-up, give me a moment, we can clearly see the border on the bottom. But one thing we, as helmet collectors, is EF was a huge producer of M42 SS helmets. And the other thing that we do know is those decals never held up quite well. They were known for flaking off, unfortunately. Here we'll take a quick look at the inside. And you can see, guys, to say that the German SS trooper that had this, I must say he probably wore this to hell and back. What a used helmet. But you often see this with pigskin, and this is a pigskin liner that they dry out much faster than the regular leather liners did, and were harder to preserve. Here we have the lot number. Give you a close-up. 3210 EF66, rear marked like it should be. Wanted to share that helmet with you tonight, collectors. That came out of a house in Rhode Island. The little old lady whose husband, his name was Edward, and he was in the Ardennes and other places in World War II Germany, so American veteran. So an excellent little pickup there. Let's move to our next item tonight. Two classics here, guys. Two SS armbands. I really like the top one, collectors, because this one still has remnants of another eagle that somebody haphazardly cut the tip off of. Give you a close-up of what an original SS sleeve eagle looks like. And I will show you the reverse, so you'll know what to look for when you're out purchasing these items, especially for the young collector. Note as well, there is no separation between the bottom of the eagle and the feet and the reef. Same thing on the top one. A lot of known reproductions that you'll see in the hobby have separation there, and you don't want to see that. Also, you want to see the tightness of everything. When we flip this example over, we can clearly see the thread pattern, the thread runoff, how tightly it's woven. Classic, you guys. Absolutely what you want to see. These are how these eagles were constructed. There should be no other way. And again, let's match the bottom to see if we're correct. What a great form of research here tonight for you youngsters that are just getting into the hobby. Identical. Absolutely identical in weave. Flip them back. These are very hard to get nowadays, guys. Very, very hard. As everybody seems to want Waffen SS, SSVT, and other items for their collections. Let's move to the armband. Unfortunately, collectors, this armband does have some moth damage. Many of these items are attributed, collectors, to Edward Williams. I got quite a few SS items from his estate when it went up for auction at the Concord Auction Center in 2012, 2013. This man is a true hero, a Silver Star winner, as he blew a German tank up on the Rhine. If you ever want to read about him, there are articles about him online. His family came to the auction, and I was taken back by just the amount of stuff that Edwards sent home from World War II. Hundreds of items, guys. Pistols, combat gear, SS items, paperwork. Just an incredible collection that I was able to purchase a lot of things from. Very happy I did. So, that being said, Edward did bring home this armband, this SS Greatcoat armband. Does have mothing, unfortunately, but that is part of the hobby. You'll never find things, guys, always in perfect condition. There have to be exceptions made. Let's flip the armband over so you can see the SS tag in it. Let's see if I can give you a good view here. Oh, yes. We have a number 7 marked armband attributed to the SS. And again, these armbands were allegedly used on greatcoats of World War II. Let's move to our next item, collectors. Now this is the infamous Waffen SS combat helmet. Q maker. Classic Q SS decal. A little advice for the youngsters that are thinking of buying an SS helmet. Buy a Quist. They're the best, as far as I'm concerned. And when looking at these decals, make sure that the ruin points aren't sharp. There should be a bit of a curvature to them underneath the magnifying glass. Make sure that the leg of the outside ruin falls below the border a little bit. Another way of telling it's real. Look at pulver. Look at overall lay of the decal to make sure that what you're getting is true. Get research books, such as the Brian Ice German Helmet Lot book. And here we have this helmet. It's an M40Q66 T1206 single decal SS helmet, 40 zinc liner band, side marked with your typical QSS decal. We'll take a quick look inside it. Another note that I made on this, that I'm always looking at helmets around the issued lot number, guys, because really the book on Brian Ice and the German Helmet Lot book, it's a myriad of information. And here we have one that was issued with a 41 strap. Interestingly enough, this helmet has a 1941 strap in it. Here we go. We'll take a quick look at this. Here it is. Here's our helmet. 41 strap. A chin strap with some nice gray paint on it. Classic. Initials on the inside. TF. Excuse me, guys. Let me fix this. here we go with the lot number. T1206. And of course, Q66 marked on the side. When I discover helmets, guys, and I see they have real chin straps and real liner strings, not fake ones, I start to feel very good about the helmet. Liners speak a lot about helmets. Excuse me for a minute. And when you're buying an SS helmet, you really want the components. Everything should be textbook. On to our next item, the SSVT armband collectors. Again, with some mothing, unfortunately, but it's the nature of the beast. I don't know how Edward had these stored, or we'll call him Eddie, but unfortunately it did get some hits of the dreaded bugs, but still not in bad shape indeed. Beautiful color to it. SSVT here with the black bands. We'll flip it over. No tag appears on this one, but it does look like there is remnants that there was something there. Again, I'm lucky enough to have bought this, collectors, and that's why I was so big on purchasing these items, because I knew where they were coming from that evening on that auction. Just an unbelievable trove of World War II German stuff he had. Lugers, P-38s, Zelt bands, and in fact, in the coming videos, I would love to show you my A-frame assault pack that Edward brought back, all put together with the original D-strings and Zelt band and assault bag attached to it. Unbelievable that I can have one of those taken off of a German soldier. Really a score. Those are the kinds of things that we as collectors back in the 80s and 90s and into the 2000s, we looked for these things. They were more present then than they are now, unfortunately. But on to our next items here, collectors. Here we have a grouping. And I hope you're enjoying tonight, everybody, the ambiance of the battle noises of World War II in the background. So here we have an Elderweiss. This allegedly off of one SS trooper. And all of this insignia were taken off of his uniform. I was able to get this from a collector in Providence, Rhode Island a few years ago in an antique store. He decided to sell it to me, and I'm very happy that I picked it up. And again, as we did with these eagles, we need to look at the stitch pattern. Don't ever buy a story, guys. Buy an item. Let's see if it has the same type of a stitch pattern. Oh yes. Oh yes, beautiful there. You can see where it was ripped in spots. Definitely tunic removed. Let's give you a close-up of the front of it. Fantastic head. Fantastic head of the eagle, just what you want to see. Textbook. And again, no seam where the feet meet the SWAT sticker. Textbook. The Elderweiss badge, guys. Though it does have patina and color, that is no way to assess the authenticity of a piece, guys. It's all about the stitching. Look how tight it's woven. Let's turn it around and see. Oh yes. Classic. that is just what you want to see. Really look these things over with a magnifying glass. UV test them too. Search every way possible so you can authenticate your own pieces. You have the chevron and the Edelweiss. Okay guys, on to the next tonight. Luckily enough, if this T1206 wasn't good enough for you, let's move to the one that came from Vermont back in 2012 with this nice bread bag on it. Remnants are still found underneath the bread bag, which I knew right away this could be an SS helmet. But of course, as we always do here, once again, we ran the lot number. M40Q66 T1206 SDSS 40 zinc liner band. And to note, and I love to scientifically study things, both of these helmets have 1940 DRP liner bands, which, again, another thing that the ICE Lot Book offers you helmet collectors is a view into what the Germans were using inside the helmets as well as outside. This is why the book is so important to get if you're going to be a serious helmet collector of World War II. This helmet came from two older women in Vermont that said their father picked this up. He came across a column, him and his group came across a column of blown up German vehicles and SS vehicles, and apparently he said that the person was dead that had this helmet. Those are stories that I find hard to believe, but how would they have known that this was an SS helmet? When I went home and I used my magnifier and I looked at the decal outline and the remnants of the silver shad and pulver, which was great to see, that's when I knew we had an original helmet. To double back that up, I ran the helmet lot in the lot number book and whammo, and then I became a believer. But the third thing was looking at this helmet, at this SS helmet. And again, there's no decal to this side. I noticed there was a hairline crack in this helmet. And by golly, I'm now putting their story to the truth, that they weren't kidding. And to top it off, when I looked inside it and saw that somebody had ripped the liner out, that's when I knew that this was a possible KIA. And their story did add up. Fantastic, guys. And again, seeing is believing on this channel. We can see T, which is hard to see, but 1206. And over here is the Q66. A little harder to see, but it's there. You really got to look items over with a magnifying glass. You have to study them. You have to become one with them. And you will succeed in this hobby. The fat, lazy collector ends last. Just remember that, guys. Don't be lazy. Do your work. To the next item tonight. More items here offered by our friend Edward Williams, the Silver Star winner. And here we have, we'll use the helmet for the backdrop. Ah, fantastic. Here we have the dreaded sleeve eagle of the SS. And we're looking, guys, at a real one. And I see a lot of fakes online nowadays. And, well, how can we say this is real? If we look at how tightly woven the eagle is. See if I can give you some close-ups. Look at the beak and how tightly woven it is. Again. But another real decider with this one, guys, is when, of course, like we do with badges, Sometimes the back of German medals can show you more about authenticity than the front. And the same is true with patches. And this one is very unique, but something we see a lot. It still has the adhesive backer on it. Absolutely what you want to see. And of course, the thread runoff should be in 2 spots. And there they are. You see these a lot on these sleeve eagles. The adhesive backer. Fantastic. Our next piece, one of the most iconic pieces, the SS collar tab. And again, we look at how tightly it is woven, that it is the light gray coloring, silvered coloring, some call it. And we see that stitch that outlines the SS ruin. But again, as we just said with the sleeve eagle, it's the back that is the big determining factor. And you can see this is a classic one that has the composite burlap. Fantastic. Again, I know where they came from. I bought from a reputable source. Ha 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 ha. And here we have another piece of insignia that Edward brought home. An unissued Hitler Youth. And again, what do we look for, collectors? There's that thread runoff. And look how tight the weaving is. Fantastic. Let's move to our next helmet tonight. Here we have, well, let's look at the Brian Ice German helmet lot book. Here we have an M35 Q66 3286 double decal Waffen SS helmet with a reinforced aluminum band. And this would have originally been a parade finished light green helmet. And that right there tells us information that we can only see here with this decal. Parade finished light green, that's not what this is. This looks like it's been repainted in the field. But when we go in close, here we can see the parade green underneath the scratched decal, the poacher decal. Do you see that, guys? Fantastic to see that that's what's underneath this helmet. And we can still see remnants too of it on the rivet, and that's an early rivet. Fantastic. What great about this helmet is it's a size 68, so it's a big lunker. Let's go in and look at the lot number to verify it is what I'm saying. 3286. See? Do you see, guys, the reissue paint? Now, somebody's cleaned that, but it's the way I found it. Don't ever touch a helmet, guys. Leave them all original. But see how they've put the reissued paint? Again, our liner's correct. It's a reinforced band. Has the 2 plies. And we have the Q. We have the Q number. It's a Q68. Fantastic. Well-worn helmet again from World War II. Large SS helmets are next to impossible to find nowadays, especially being a size 68. Let's move to the next item. And here we have another specialty from our old Silver Star winner over in the corner, Edward Williams. May his service never be forgotten to this country, by the way. Here we have the classic Overhoffen side leader war belt buckle. Now these were made in quite an abundancy. When you're out looking for SS belt buckles, these are the ones you'll find 9 out of 10 of the time. They're very predominant. They're the ones that they are solid steel and noted for rusting out, which this one has done a little. But you can clearly still see what the collectors term radiator paint on the inside circumference of the belt. classic Overhoffen side, unmarked on the other side. See if we can give you an image of that. Let's do a close-up for you. Here you see, guys, an original captured Waffen SS belt buckle. And see how that is? No V-chest. Do you see how nice and separated the lines are? Even in the age that I found it in, and this is how I found it, it's still just a super impressive piece. And again, here's the back side of the belt with the radiator paint on the back of it. Nice marked belt buckle too here. And tonight, on to our last item to finish the night's video. By the way, I picked that helmet up in North Conway. Could I say now? Probably 30 years ago. We've had that for a long time. Our last item, and one that absolutely blew my socks off, but I chose to do the research on it when everybody else said, oh, nice camo. You guys got to look at your helmets. You got to look them up, and you really have to look at things with a magnifying glass. Sometimes there are so many things that people miss, and you shouldn't be missing it, because these items nowadays, collectors, the value of them has risen so high that, you know, you're going to regret not doing the work. Let's go to the ice lot book and see what we have here. M42 CKL 66 2912 SDSS tilt zinc liner band ETSS decal. This has a very thick green olive paint with a lighter tan camo. And what really made this helmet exciting for me, and if I can catch a glimpse of it for you, was no sign of a decal on the other side. But if you look into the light just right, you can see the outline of a shield. There it is. See the roundness of the bottom? It's hard to see, but you can see it's quite striking in the light of the day. And you also are starting to see reaction with the paint. We can see some reaction. It's starting, yeah, right there. We can see it's reacting, the decal to the paint. A little bit of breakthrough with some white under it. You can clearly see the breakthrough. I knew there was a decal. I knew. And I said, pray to God when I looked this helmet up, it's not a double decal field police. And CKL made very few double decal field police in M42 helmets. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. I couldn't believe it. We scored an actual SS Normandy camo, and with the decal still under it. And you never want to remove paint, collectors, from anything. Don't ever touch a helmet. Leave it just as found. And again, we look back at the ice lot book, and there are no other listings except for SS exclusively to that lot number. Very excited to find this helmet. And I knew when I saw the lot number there was a damn good chance, just because CKL made so many SS helmets of the time. Let's give you a couple more close-ups here of the helmet. You can clearly see what a great camouflage helmet. Unique. Look how the German soldier put the green on the front of it like this. Look at this. Look at the wear. That absolutely unique. We'll turn around and then we go into the darker green, the very thick part of the paint. Yes, now you can see what I'm talking about how thick it is. Sorry guys, I can't get off here on, you know how I German helmets. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video tonight on items of the SS. It's a high point for any collector to have some of these. and especially being original, I suppose where you buy them matters. So really buy from dealers who offer guarantees, guys, like Bill Shea, and stay away from shady people at shows who are selling HKP helmets that shouldn't have an SS decal on them. No pun by that. Yes, there are documented cases of some of the other German helmet makers using SS in the field. But if I were you, I would stick with known or original SS helmets. And real quickly, who are they? Well, ET made SS helmets. Q made SS helmets. CKL made SS helmets. And EF made SS helmets. Known originals in the lot book. And just something to think about if you're going to take that deep dive and invest in these items. Thanks for watching, collectors, and stay tuned for my next video. I may bring that A-frame assault package out with the bag and the Zelt and all of it for you to see that Edward brought home. Very, very interesting piece that's basically a time capsule, and be interesting to look at that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and stay warm.